Welcome to Sex and the One, the podcast with B and KV.
Getting down and dirty about all things love, life, sex, dating,
And relationships. Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. Who doesn't love a Tuesday?
Oh, welcome back.
Welcome.
We've got to come up with a jingle.
Welcome back to us back in the podcast room.
I know. We love the podcast room.
We do.
I love my view.
Yes.
I think I might be able to find my words easier.
Hopefully. You never know the quality of content that's going to come out of our mouths.
This is the OG space, you know?
Yeah, the OG.
How are you?
I am great.
Good.
It's like I've had actually the last few weeks have been very lots of shifts have been happening in my emotional strength. Let's just put it that way, which will come out in the next few episodes, I think. Just some different ways of thinking, some different levels.
Who would have thought KV thinking differently?
Who would have thought there was more?
There's more where that came from.
Sometimes less is more too, but anyway, yeah. So how are you feeling?
Yeah. I'm good. I'm fucking exhausted, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, talk to me.
I'm just tired today.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like multiple nights of lack of sleep.
Yeah.
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 But that's okay.
What's the first thing that happens to you when you don't have enough sleep?
I don't know. That feeling of exhaustion, it just triggers me from like early motherhood days.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh, how did I survive? Like, how did I get through this? Because I feel like that.
Yeah. I was sleep obsessed. So I had like no sleep for like, I don't know, 5 or 10 years or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was obsessed with
normal.
whenever I could get sleep, I would take sleep and I would pick sleep over other activities. So they'd be like, oh, do you want to do this? No, I need to have my afternoon sleep.
Yeah.
I would pick sleep.
You still do.
Kind of still do. I was going to say.
You have nana naps every day.
Maybe that's why
Did you have a nap today?
No, I haven't had a nap today.
You're going to hear about it.
Didn't have a nap yesterday. That's 2 days.
We're going to hear all about it today.
Yeah. So it's even worse when you haven't had sex either.
On top of it. Okay.
No nap, no sex.
You know, just prefacing, this is the mood, that warning sign that KV's in. So who knows what she's going to come out with today.
Yes. Well, have you had sex? So you've had no sleep, but you've had sex.
No, my husband, this is what I didn't tell you.
What? Okay.
He went out last night. And this is like, my husband's not that husband that does that.
Yeah.
And I'm just so happy that he went out.
But that's awesome.
Like a kid that, like, you know, when your teenager goes out for the first time and they come home safely and they've had a great time.
Okay.
So I was like, when he woke up this morning, tell me all about it. What did you do? Whereas, like, I do that most weekends.
Yeah.
I felt bad. But he's found his people and I'm happy about that.
Right. So what does he do?
Oh, he went to like a cigar night. But for him, that was all he needed.
It was fun.
And enjoyed. Yeah. So anyway, I was really happy about that for him. And I think that this can take us into actually the topic for today.
Let's do that.
Just, you know, we've been married for a really long time. Well, it's not really long time. We've been together for a long time. And, you know, we were 10 when we met. We didn't get together when we were 10, obviously. But I think the message that's been coming across lately is I've been catching up with different friends from different walks of life, friends that have been in my life since, I don't know, 10 plus years, and then other friends just under that. But, you know, they're women that I value, and I'm starting to choose to spend more time with people that can add some value to me versus me always having to give the energy. It's heavy. And I don't know, like, I just don't want to, it's like a battery and that battery drains and that drainage feeling is
there's a lot of pressure too, because when you're the one who's the fun one or you're the one who brings the energy, they rely on you to do that. So if you're feeling sad and you need other people to bring the energy, it's like,
yeah,
it doesn't have the same.
Agree.
Yeah, so it's harder. I get it.
Yeah, but a common theme that I have been hearing is, and I couldn't put a word to it at the time, but we describe, you know, where we're at in our marriage, where we're at in our relationships, and then, you know, acknowledging that there's a lot of external pressures that come into that. You know, when you first start dating, when you first get married, when, you know, you're in your little honeymoon bubble and not much really you allow to filter in, but then you have the kids and then you've got full-time work and then you got a mortgage and then you've got this and then you got that and then you got this, and then it's like, where did we go as a couple? Where did we go? Like, we were the ones that started this, and at times you look at each other and there are moments where you're like, who the fuck are you today? Or like, where are we? Where are we heading?
Yep.
And there's been a few instances. One I'm thinking of that's like ended in a separation recently of a friend I know, I guess, where they've both sat there and said, so two scenarios, two separate couples, they don't know each other, but have shared. One has shared, same question, I'm not, like, same statement, I am not currently happy. One husband was like, I am, like, are you going to leave me? What's happening? What can I do to improve the situation? Like, give me more. The other one has run for the fucking hills and is nowhere to be seen from the one statement.
Right.
And I've mentioned before, I have this inbuilt fear, which I really need to get over, that, you know, Ant's going to leave me and I'm going to, and that, you know what, if that happened, whatever, I'd deal with it. But it's deep-seated, just trauma stuff from his past, my past, whatever. And I couldn't put my finger on it, but we all, like, these women and I have both said, like, there are just issues that keep popping up and I feel like we're not having enough time together and all the things that used to work aren't working anymore. Life's getting busier. Like, what are we going to do? What can we do? Because we want to. Like, how can we fix this sort of thing? So, you know, there were little solutions.
Also, what's broken? Like,
yeah. Like, why is that disconnection?
Is it broken? Like,
is it broken?
Yeah. Because, like, what are you expecting? Like, what's the goal? Like, and what are you expecting to feel out of this?
I see it like, and I see it like, you know, the old phone lines where you could see the cords, and then sometimes when you were on the phone, you'd hear like this crossover from another call.
Yes.
And it's like not disconnected, but it's enough to confuse you.
Yes.
As to what's going on.
What a great analogy.
That's the exact analogy.
That's for you Gen Xers out there.
I know.
I don't know what you're in the wrong generation to give that analogy, but I like it.
Didn't you like it though when you would be on the phone and like, I can hear this other person talking?
Yeah.
What are they
Sometimes
saying?
you'd stop talking to listen to what they were saying.
Yes. Was that called a crossover? What was that called?
Cross line?
Yes, a cross line.
Yeah.
So you're not quite disconnected, but there's like a kink.
So in these two relationships for these two people, both of them felt like they had kinks in the relationship.
Yeah, they wanted to address them.
And they went to their husbands and they went, I'm not happy.
Yeah.
And so one husband said, me neither, let's work on this.
Yeah.
And the other one said, what?
The other one is nowhere to be seen.
Well, so he wasn't
Completely
happy in
flipped.
the first place? Did they separate?
From my understanding, they've separated, yes.
Right, okay.
And he's now a completely different person, like done a complete 180.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, so it was addressing the kinks and acknowledging them and being like, look, we've been together for ages. Like, of course we need to work on things. Like, what's going on? And there was one day that Anthony and I were driving, and I think, I can't even remember how it sort of popped up, but there was a definite disconnect. Like, when I'm feeling disconnected, it's like I'm a repellent.
Right.
Like, it's like I've sprayed off, you know, the mosquito spray, and I've kept every mosquito away, but Ant's the mosquito.
Right.
I don't mean it like that. That wasn't a great analogy. And if you're listening, I'm sorry. You are not a mosquito.
Call it a scorpion.
You don't bug
it's just
me.
A mosquito. They're just a little bit annoying.
But we sat in the car and he fully was like, we are disconnected. Like, I don't know what's going on. And he was very emotional about it. And I just didn't see what he saw.
Yeah.
Because I just thought we could keep on just going on. But he's the one that actually raised it the first time. And then the second time, this was within the same month. Then the second time I raised it, and I was like, okay, this is why.
I got you now.
I understand now, because I'm I need to see it to believe it sort of person.
Yes.
Or I need to feel it and experience it myself. And I'm like, okay, I understand it. but where is this coming from? Like, why am I feeling this way? And it was the littlest thing. Like for us, because he does shift work, it's like if I say, are you coming to school drop off with me? This is in my brain. And he says no. I'm like, why don't you want to spend time with me? Like one of my love languages is quality time.
Right.
Plus affection.
Yep.
So I can sit in the car, him holding his hand. He can be ticking those two things off in my mind. I'm like, I'm a happy woman.
Yes,
and that's all I need.
Yeah.
That 15-minute drive, get my coffee, get back in the car. I can see you again in 2 weeks' time. I'm sorted.
Right.
But he declined my invitation more than once that week. And I was like, well, fuck you. So if you're going to be like this.
Well, that's very upsetting.
But to me, I was like, he doesn't want to spend time with me. Why doesn't he want to spend time with me? And I'm spiraling in my own mind. So I let it get to a point where he's like, you are now the fucking ice queen. Like he called me an ice queen.
Right.
And I was like, what is going on?
He called you a queen.
I was
That's pretty good.
offended. I was offended.
I get it. Yeah.
Anyway, I'm getting to the point of my story.
I'm liking this story.
The point of my story is so many other women that I have had spoken to had been experiencing the same thing. And were wondering, like, so if you're experiencing this and I'm experiencing this, like this is normal in a long-term relationship.
Yes.
And I think I couldn't put a word to it as to what it looked like or what it was. But you know how your phone listens to everything that you say?
Yes, I do.
Next minute, this amazing, what is it called, a quote? I would say like a journal entry maybe, popped up. And it's by this girl called Caitlin Fladiger.
Right.
So she basically journals her truth just on Instagram and social media. And she called this the drift.
Okay.
And she's so articulate in how she has spelt it out that I think it was worth us mentioning on the pod.
Okay.
Because there's more than just me.
Let's go.
and Ant
Talk to
that
me about
have
the
experienced
drift.
the drift. All right. When my husband and I almost fell apart, there were no loud fights, no cheating and no screaming. Just a quiet, slow drifting that neither of us meant to let happen. It was in the everyday things where we simply stopped reaching for each other. It happened quietly, softly, and in the space between the dishwasher and bedtime. In the silence between, can you grab the milk tomorrow? And did you switch the laundry? One day, we were flirting in the hallway. The next, we were just, passing by each other. Still loving each other, still committed, but no longer reaching for each other. That's the part no one talks about. Not the drama, but the silent drift. The season where love becomes routine, where you're no longer holding each other, and somewhere along the way, you start feeling more like roommates than soulmates. A couple of years ago, that's where we were. One night, after weeks of us simply existing together, when my husband asked me if something was wrong, I told him the truth. I miss us, I said. I didn't say it to hurt him. I didn't want flowers. I didn't want fancy date nights. I just missed the little things. I miss feeling close to him. I missed us reaching for one another. The way he used to touch the small of my back when I cooked. The kisses for no reason. The soft, quiet moments that used to say, I still see you. After we talked, we climbed into bed. No more words, just silence, and his hand reaching for mine. The next morning, I got up and started my morning routine to make our kids breakfast. As I stood at the stove making some eggs, he came up behind me. He wrapped his arms around me, kissed my cheek, and whispered, I missed us too. We're still here. In that moment, just like that,
goosebumps.
Stop, I'm going to cry. In that moment, just like that, something changed. The spark didn't come back with a grand gesture. It didn't come back during a fancy date. It came back in the kitchen while I held a dish towel with a tired man I've loved for years reminding me we're still in this. We weren't broken. We were just distracted, tired, busy, and normal. That moment reminded me of something I'll never forget. The spark doesn't die in one big moment. It fades in 100 little ones. And if you're not careful, you'll start to believe the distance means your love is gone, but it doesn't. I have come to learn that love doesn't just vanish, it waits. It waits to be noticed, to be chosen again, to be reached for in the quiet and simple moments. Sometimes all it takes to bring it back is one soft kiss in the kitchen, a hand placed gently on your back, and two people who still believe it's worth the reach.
Incredible.
That is the truth.
Yeah.
And she articulated that to a point where every time I read it, I have tears in my eyes because she couldn't say it any more clearer than what actually occurs on a daily basis. And that's why that car drive to school is so important to me.
Yeah, I get it now.
And that is why I had to tell him that.
Yeah.
But he didn't know that.
And so what happened after that? What happened when you
Oh,
told
we're great.
him?
It's fine. We're good now. But like he came to school.
So to me, as an outsider not in a relationship, hearing all of that, I'm hearing it from a different perspective. And what I'm taking from that, I mean, obviously that's just like it speaks for itself as well. But it just goes down to the normal things that matter in everyone's life. The little things are always much more important than the big things generally.
100%.
Like, because they're the things that either send me off in a good way or a bad way, the little things. Communication is everything and intention is everything.
Absolutely.
So like if as a couple, if you don't get together and choose to, like your intention is to remain a couple, then of course it's going to drift.
Yeah.
So like it makes perfect sense, but that you can extrapolate that to all areas of life. I guess, the primary relationship would have the most significant impact. But I have adult children that I could relate that to.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? Like you choose to remain involved in the people around you's lives in the role that you choose to remain, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So like even us as friends, we intend to be friends and therefore we are.
It's an effort. It's an intentional effort.
Yeah, but in your primary relationship, it's just that next level. And I'm thinking about those friends that I don't know any of them, of course. And you said one guy has disappeared. His intention probably wasn't to remain in the relationship. And so when the communication occurred, the intention wasn't the same page.
That or the truth just hurt his ego. Like she was not saying, I'm going to leave you. She was saying, I'm not happy right now.
Yeah.
And he took it as, well, you'll and completely flipped it. And now she's not having a very positive time. She wanted to work on it.
Well,
Why
this
would
is-
she?
this
Why
is the
can't
other
she
thing.
communicate
Well,
how
this
she's
is
feeling?
1,000%. She should absolutely be communicating. But I also think it goes back to the whole ideology that people are supposed to be together forever. And not everyone is.
Yeah.
Not everyone is, because sometimes one person chooses to grow in a certain way and other people choose to grow in another way. And honestly, it's very rare that someone would grow in the same way as someone else for 40, 50 plus years.
Yeah.
It's rare. And I think it's amazing, and I know you're going to do it and it's all good. But,
no, it's all good.
But like sometimes it's like, okay, well this has run its course. And that's okay too.
Well, he's revealing himself really in a way. Like maybe there's something else out for her. Maybe it's her. Maybe she's the one.
Well, maybe she's like gonna
Flourish.
attract something better now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's not
100%.
necessarily a bad thing. Not that I'm not like I don't want to it to get pigeonholed that because I'm single that's what I believe in, because
No,
I
I get
don't.
that.
I don't at all, and I think healthy relationships are amazing, and I watch them, and I've got friends with them that I think, and I think they're incredible.
Most
I
of
do.
your very good friends have
Yeah.
lasting relationships.
Yeah.
I think it was more confronting to read and then to acknowledge, like, fuck, I didn't realize that car ride really meant as much to me as I thought.
Yes. And I don't think you probably would have given yourself permission for you to care as much as you do about it either. Like you went, actually, that means a lot. Because if you said that as a separate thing entirely, you would go, I feel stupid that means a lot. Because it's a car ride. It's
But
a car
the
ride.
context of it.
But in the context, you allow yourself for it to mean a lot. And I think that's what's amazing.
Yeah. So anyway, so these girlfriend's beautiful. And then the other friend, I hope she doesn't, I'm not identifying her, she's not going to know, but he fully embraced what she said, and he's, seeking some counselling and things like that externally, like not with her. It's got nothing to do with them as a couple. It's things that she believes he needs to work on individually to bring back into the marriage. And they're flourishing, like little, it's just gorgeous. And I just, that was really nice to, to hold space for women that can open up and share about their relationships like that, because, as grand as it may all seem, it's not always. And, life's hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think you need to acknowledge
Well,
that.
life's hard when you're having a go. Like, life's much easier when you don't try, you avoid the emotions, choose fear,
Pretend everything's
go with the status
sunshines
quo.
and fucking
Life's
rainbows.
hard when you're having a go.
Yeah.
And we have a go. And like what we were discussing the other day, which I think I presume these are the friends that have popped up since the pod started.
Yes.
Yeah. We both B and I have had the experience whereby we have had people re-enter our lives as a result of us speaking out on the pod about the things that we're interested in and whatever.
Yeah.
And these people have appeared. And we are both absolutely loving that because our hearts is pure and our intentions are pure, and we're both loving that these people are reaching out to us and sharing their stories, because their stories can then help to inspire others, and it just multiplies. The love multiplies. So it's
100%.
beautiful.
And it's nice to know we're resonating with people, but then at the same time, like, I think hearing what we talk about and some of the topics, some of our topics are funny and they're relatable, maybe not so much relatable sometimes, but I don't know. It's nice to know that you're not alone.
Yes.
And you can listen and be like, oh, fuck, she feels the same way.
Yeah.
Thank God. Like,
it's a basic human thing, isn't it? You don't want to feel like you're the only one doing something.
Yeah.
I was discussing this morning actually with someone else. I speak to other people besides you. About how I used to sit in my bedroom as a child, because I was like blessed being a Gen Xer with lots of time as a child doing nothing, like literally nothing. There was like boredom was our middle name, which I am so glad, because that's where my imagination came from. Yeah. And I would sit there in the middle of my floor in my bedroom, and I would say, someone else feels like this. Surely someone else would be doing this too.
Really?
Yeah. And I feel solace in the fact that that surely there's so many people in the world. I'm sure someone else is doing what I like to do too. And that would make me feel better. You know, like, because I wasn't alone, even though I was alone. I had no proof of that. I just used my imagination. But I actually do think it's a blessing. Honestly, I know I'm sounding like an old lady right now. Old lady.
Do you know what came to my mind when you said that?
What?
You know, when like you go to have a mimosa first thing in the morning, you're like, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, and you give yourself permission to have a mimosa.
You do that?
At 9 yes. Like, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Surely.
Because I'm like,
who's going to judge me for having a good mimosa in the morning? Especially when I'm on holidays.
Well, do you know that used to happen to me at work, because I was like a poor eater for a long time, as you know. I used to go to work with lollies at work, and I'd start eating them at 9 o'clock, and one of my bosses comes in one day and she goes, I can't believe you're eating lollies at 9 o'clock. I go, well, my body's more likely to digest them now than later.
What a justification that was.
Like, what the hell's the time of day got to do with anything? I don't think I've ever had a mimosa at 9 o'clock. I need to do that.
When we go on holidays.
When?
You don't do that?
Well, I'm gonna.
Mate, I started that in Mexico on my honeymoon, because we stayed at this resort. Oh, it keeps coming up on my Instagram. It's called Secrets.
Yeah.
And they'd have this little door. So you'd have your big door to get into your room, but then on the side of that, they'd have like a little door that they could slip a tray through. So anything you ordered would come through this tray. So they'd put the tray in through one door and you'd open and get it through from the other side. So I'd order mimosas because I could, which is just champagne and orange juice in the mornings.
Okay.
And I'm like,
I would never have that.
Oh.
I don't like champagne.
But with orange juice.
We'll do it next time. Keep telling me more
anyway,
stories.
So that's how I started my mimosa thing. And then we go to breakfast and like, would you like a mimosa, Mum? I'm like, yes, I would like a mimosa. And then ever since then, I go to Queensland. I'm like, I'll have a mimosa, thanks, because I'm on holidays.
Yes, okay.
So it just like switches me from one zone to another.
Yeah, so that's a holiday vibe
It's a holiday vibe thing. Anyway,
on holidays, 9 a.m.
But I'm not, that feeling, let's go back to that feeling of not being alone.
I was wondering what the segue was from me being alone in my bedroom as a little girl to mimosas. But anyway, we're there.
Anyway. And then the other thought, like, you know how I'm all about being solution orientated?
Yes.
I was like, so if this is how we're feeling now, like we've got another fucking lifetime of this. Like we can't keep, I can't let it get to this point again.
Yeah.
Like, and it's fine if it does, but we've got to be onto it.
Yeah.
So there are these cards called relationship questions of the day.
Right.
And I literally just would send Ant like one, like if he's at work and I'm feeling a bit like there's a kink in the fucking telephone wire.
Yeah.
I'll be like, Here's the question of the day. When you get home, we're going to talk about this.
Right.
Or when we're...
And what's the questions? What kind of
there's
questions
heaps. Do you
are
want me
they?
to show you?
Yeah, tell me some questions.
I've got a whole folder of them. And I was telling this to the girls the other day. I was like, you've got to, just look at this because it gives you, I don't know, it just makes you think about things differently.
Yeah.
There's intimacy ones and then there's just normal relationship ones. So these are some of the questions. What's one thing you want to do together that we've never done before?
Ooh. Oh, sorry, I go straight to the sexual.
Is there a side of me you wish I'd show more?
Ooh.
What's one thing you love watching me do? What's a song that reminds you of me? What's your favourite outfit that I wear? There must be.
See, is this where I'm a psycho because every single question is sexual? They're all sexual for me.
What first attracted you to me? Oh, that's a good question.
Well, we're going to do a whole episode on that.
Yeah. Yes, we are.
Yes, we are.
But anyway,
I love it.
I want to acknowledge the drift.
Yeah.
It's fucking real.
Can I just say, I just want to say one more thing about the
makes
drift
me
before you wrap this up. I just want to say one more thing. I actually think that single people have the drift too, because I know this is going to sound ridiculous. All the emotions you're discussing,
Yeah.
I have all of those. I just don't have a partner to look at and go, I feel adrift with you right now. But all the emotions are real, but I don't have that mirror. So I can
Yes.
sometimes be feeling down and hard and I don't know which direction I'm going in and I'm not sure if I'm feeling the love of whatever it is I'm doing. And I think that's just life and that's just humanity. But I don't have someone turn around and go, yeah, you're not making the eggs correctly.
Got no one to point the finger at.
Sometimes you can go, oh, there's a problem because you're right there and you're not doing this, but because I feel this way and I need to create a context.
Yeah.
They talk about that with drugs. When you've had I don't do drugs. I don't understand. But there's certain drugs that make you feel really angry. And so you'll create a context and you'll start a fight with someone because you need to, because you're feeling angry. And so you must be angry with them. And then you have this big
Whoever's
fight
in
with
front of
them.
you.
And then all of a sudden you're in the punch on. I think it can be a little bit like that too. You're low by yourself. You've had a bad day. You haven't slept in weeks. Oh, you didn't get in the car. You know what I mean? And it's not necessarily to do with the other person. As I'm not saying it doesn't exist.
No,
I agree with you, but
Yeah. Yes.
yeah. I just think it's
There-
more
the-
universal than that.
Yeah. No, I agree. But that slow, I don't know if you want to call it that snowball effect. It's one thing can lead to another. And if you don't catch it and you want to catch it, like you said, let's go back to the intention.
Yes.
If you want that snowball to stay a certain size and not fucking turn into a snowman and then a snow monster, well, you need to help the ice melt somehow.
I agree. I 1000% agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. And can I tell you
That's
that
not easy.
you're a shining role model for that? Because honestly, you're so honest, you're open, you're clear, you do get onto things straight away, and I think you're genuinely amazing. And I'm so honoured by you.
Well, that's really kind of you to say. But in real life, this is me telling the story in a 30-minute session.
Yeah.
This goes over days.
Probably going on for longer than that, but yeah.
Well, this goes on for days because I don't know. I internalize a lot of things, and sometimes it's not hard. I mean, it's not easy. It's hard for me to be like, I don't like that you're not coming in the car with me to coffee.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
Yeah.
It is so stupid.
That's what I was trying to say before.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds stupid, but it's not because it's the little things that matter.
Because
Yeah.
I have to go what is making me feel this way?
Yeah.
I'm not just going to, because I do have intention with my words, I'm
Yeah.
not just going to sit there and be like, I feel like this and point the finger.
Yes.
Where it's hold on a second.
Yeah.
Why are we feeling like this?
Yeah.
And I know that sometimes that doesn't happen and you can explode. And I get all that. But from my perspective, this is what I like to do. Mm-hmm. So it does linger on a little bit more than a day.
Yeah, but do
Because-
you need things to go for quicker?
No.
You want to go through them properly. You want to feel everything.
But during
they take
that
as long
time-
as they take.
During that time, I do not want to be touched. I do not want that. That's the repellent.
Yeah, that's okay.
Whilst I figure out my shit. So anyway.
Anyway, I think that's perfectly fine.
Anyway, not talking about the drift, but let's end on a funny story.
Okay, you got a funny story?
So I went to a bathhouse recently with a couple of girlfriends.
Right.
This is so funny. And it's a no whisper, it's a whisper zone.
Oh, I'd be hopeless at that. I do a
Well,
stage whisper.
I told my girlfriends to go home and give their husbands blowjobs, and let me tell you, in 2 minutes after I said that, the attendant came over and she was like, excuse me, just a friendly reminder, this is a whisper zone. But we're done.
See you next week.
Thanks for listening to Sex and the One, an original podcast created by
KV and B.
produced by
B and KV.
content by
KV and B.
enthusiasm for sex.
B. And mostly KV.